Oh, people, this is right here with the mid-year update. So, as you see this right now, that's just because I'm filming things with the second channel, and um, talking about that, I'm actually still needing to set up. So we'll probably do that as we update. But I kind of don't want to make this long, just because I generally don't know what to update you guys on. First of all, yeah, like last year's I did at like the end of the month, but just due to scheduling, I'm just deciding to do it now. I don't know. As of right now, I'm either gonna do it after this video is either gonna go up after the Russo Gold stuff or after the King Ultra stuff. I don't know, but I guess speaking about that, we might as well just discuss the schedule that's going to occur for this month. So, as you guys have witnessed, we're doing Russo Gold stuff for the most part, and with the inclusion of Dino Fury Gold. The reason why we're doing this is just due to they're originally supposed to be a Russo Gold week, but due to the fact I can't secure myself a Dino Master Mode Gold figure, I don't know what to do, honestly. So I'm kind of like infuriated. I'm not going to use that tape. I'm kind of infuriated about the fact that I can't secure that figure. Because I went to a Target for this video I'm filming, but I realized that it's not even out yet. But in the meantime, I found the new figures for Dino Fury. It's just that they had all of them except for Dino Master Gold. So I basically wasted everyone's time going to Target. Especially because our closest Target is like 2 cities away from us. And I just felt bad of wasting everyone's time going to Target. Other than that, after that, we are going to do King Ulger. I have filmed the majority of it. However, the only stuff that I actually have yet to be covered, which I will get to right after we tape this, is Spider Kumanos. I think even before this video, you guys are going to see me unbox this during the Geek stream, just because we need somewhere to open it, just for consistency. I'm more excited for the Venomix shooter, honestly, just because of the God Tarantula transformation sound, or the Tarantula Knight transformation sound. But other than that, expect to see that. And then again, I genuinely don't know how we're going to schedule these out. Just because I'm kind of in a crunch right now because of many factors. So the first thing is the fact that I am done with schooling, or with at least some sort of college, and I kind of don't really know what to do about that, honestly. But besides that, obviously, again, second channel content. I'm kind of powering through. I need to start powering through a lot of that due to being so behind, again, because last month I had to take a low, I had to remain kind of low with like what I worked on, just due besides with schooling, but also this summer's kind of going to be packed for that content within that channel, due to it being behind and just everything kind of crashing into each other. So besides the beginning of Noun Dash Ryder year 2, like what I said in the 2022 end of the year update, I think I did say that 2 Kaiser will be finalized. Just because it's not winter anymore, so I can actually finish filming that thing. But at the same time, though, just due to how that one progresses, I'm personally not really looking forward to it, which I feel bad, just again, for the people that were brought on. But at the same time, besides Noun Dash Ryder and 2 Kaiser, this channel is obviously going to be packed due to us finally going to be covering Geats and going back to Revice. Geats, I kind of want to talk more about within the stream, just because I'm pretty sure people will actually be listening there instead of this. Revice, on the other hand, is... I think Revice's schedule is kind of weird for the most part. Other than that, Geats will be the entirety of July. I think that will work. And then just put that there. I think this is spaced well. I hope it's actually better taped than how it was previously. Because again, the last one I was just using tape up there, but this one I'm just gonna use new tape so that it actually stays up here. Just because this is gonna stay on the wall for this has to stay on the wall for at least hopefully a month, but it's probably gonna be 2. If I sound like a mess, I just am. Because I just feel like I wanted to vocalize just, our progress so far within the year. Just because I've always kind of just wanted to do these check-ins and such. But, other than that, I kind of don't know what else I can talk about publicly, just because I'm trying to restrain myself from just saying too much, again, so then we don't have a 2 Kaiser situation, where that project went into limbo. It somewhat got into production, and it's very close. And then now I'm just I kind of don't really like how it's going, because it's a project that I promised a while ago, and now we've progressed. Again, so much time has passed that it's just does anyone even want this anymore? If there's random zoom-ins, I apologize. I'm just bad at censoring, but Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Basically, like, you can just say this was just an excuse of me filming myself putting this up, but I mean, it's just like, we might as well talk, and I already have the setup set. It's just now the issue is that I'm basically staring at my softbox, so I'm basically blinding myself while trying to look at the viewfinder. But I don't know, because it's just like, I don't really know what for this year. It's kind of weird to do this kind of video because I genuinely, like what I said, I genuinely don't know what I can talk about, just because of things aren't moving is the issue. That's kind of the biggest issue with all these projects, and it's like super warm. Despite the fact that it's raining all day, this is one of the rare times where the basement is actually warm. But obviously I have to wear this for consistency. But I know it's like from October through like April, I wore like a really light cardigan. But now, because it's logical for the summer, I wear the thickest one. I think what I actually originally wanted to do was just to kind of not recap the year, but like recap the year so far, like this first half, and I basically kind of already did, but like obviously, with January, first of all, we finally lost monetization. We covered Yokai Watch, which wasn't the intention, because Yokai Watch was supposed to be an entire week, but due to actually me miscounting the content for a week, I actually had to split it into 2 weeks, which actually was kind of helpful for the most part. And then February, obviously we did Dawn Brothers, which was pretty fun, though really stressful. Not necessarily stressful, but just kind of long. March was Saber yet again with the Legend Rider books, just because to commemorate Shin Kamen Rider in a way. Obviously Dawn Brothers was just done to commemorate that series ending. April was our first break month, I forgot. Because before then, we had Nonsense of the Rider yet again, to which I'll probably talk about it now, just cause, so then I don't have to remember this for the end of the year. But yeah, Nonsense of the Rider, in my opinion, wasn't as strong this year due to it having to be stretched to a week. Nonsense of the Power Rider within 2022 was fine because it was only 5 days, and like it was, it was just testing a lot of things. It was testing whether or not people will actually be willing for an intro and an end card, and just other like just other like products, to which luckily now, I guess, just looking back on those, like that did well, because now the Animorphs video is actually, I guess, doing well, because that one was my favorite. And the whole point of this year was that I didn't want to bring back as much that I did in the last year. I wanted to do a lot more fresher stuff, or like newer stuff. But the issue was that most of that stuff just wasn't possible. Because sadly, one of the returning things I wanted to do for this year was another Animorphs review. And if I didn't already do the Triple Changer Visor 3, that probably would have been a contendant. I couldn't secure any Animorphs just because if I wanted to cover Wave 2, I need to get Jake Bear. I can't find a listing of a Jake Bear without missing parts. And obviously the biggest one, the Tri-Rex, I can no longer find a listing that actually has all the parts. So sadly, I couldn't cover Animorphs. The only entries that actually went through fully were the bootleg Ultraman transformation devices and the red velvet light stick. Those were the only two that went through. The red velvet light stick was one I was initially going to get myself, but then luckily my sister actually got it for me as like a Christmas present. So thanks to her, I was actually able to fulfill that. But everything else, as you can tell, kind of was thrown together. Oh yeah, the banquet meal too. That was the only other one that that went through, to the point that was actually the first one that was filmed. But then I ended up re-recording another product because of how early I filmed it. So I might release the one that was initially supposed to be for Nonsense of the Ryder later, but then you have to keep in mind this one was branded under Power Rider. But yeah, like the Trolls guitar, Shine Chic lip lacquer, and the Mr. Bean's holiday bobblehead, I think just those three. Those ones obviously were just thrown together just because I needed to fill out the week. And I think this is probably to your surprise, but like the Espa Gears 2, those weren't in the original planning or the original outline for Nonsense of the Ryder. Because a written review was always planned, but like not what it was going to be about. I think that video has a lot of missed opportunities. Just because there were connections that I didn't even know about. For example, like I think apparently there actually is an Espa and Don Brothers connection if you look at the TikTok or look on their TikTok page, to which I completely missed. So yeah, I'm glad it did technically well in my standards, but yeah, just a bunch of missed opportunities. And then April was just, here's a bunch of backlog from late December through March and such, to which surprisingly, like, I'm genuinely surprised at how well those videos did. Like, honestly, like they were over the hundreds. Like, I'm genuinely surprised because I wouldn't have expected that personally, to which I'm grateful about. And the fact that we are 50 or like at least 48 subscribers away from 1,500 is pretty interesting. Like, I knew that I was going to slow down in subscribers as I've entered 1,000. So there's not really any rush there, because at this point I'm not going to really like vocalize, oh wow, we reached this milestone, because it's just like I've already hit the milestone at 1,000. I think that's generally good enough. There's no point in needing to strive for more. Because then in September, I don't know. September is obviously going to be like, I think September is going to be another break month, but it's also my birthday month, so we are going to try to do more special things. But also, hopefully we can start doing this soon, because I'll probably try to do it by next month. October, due to it being the 10th anniversary of Gaim, I want to actually cover Gaim for October. I know it's not necessarily Halloween theme, but that's not really the whole point. For what we're going to cover for Gaim exactly, we're just... Oh gosh, my eye. We're just going to cover the majority of the retail line. So we're not going to cover... like, the only premium stuff we're going to cover is the 15 Lockseed set. Due to needing to be due to that being necessary to cover the Showa versus Heisei Lockseed set. And speaking of that, I also still need to get the Sonic Arrow so then I can get a DX Lemon Energy. Which is not going to be bad, honestly. That I only need 2 things for the Gaim toy line. Because I'm not going to really double dip on anything else. Just because I've already collected the majority of the CSM line. And I genuinely don't even know if I'm going to cover the CSM line for Gaim, honestly. Just because it does well as an opening. November, I think, will either be both a return to Revice, because Revice's schedule again is weird, because I think what I'm planning right now is that due to the Deadman's set that's going to be released around that time in October, that's going to require me to actually get the original set, but also just so then all of the, like those sets to actually have like something to fill in the middle. I'm probably going to push the memorial sets up to that point, which is not going to make sense because then my Revice schedule is weird, because basically I'm gonna have to like start jumping hoops again because we're doing this with Geats too, with the exclusion of the mission boxes that isn't the type Geats due to the original 2 being tied with the Legend Rider buckles, which obviously we're holding off. So with Revice, I think, because to make it even, we're going to cover the final stage show and then the VCNX on the last 2 days, despite the fact those 2 things should be covered after the memorial sets. But I kind of want to get those ones out of the way, and they're a lot shorter to deal with than like the memorial sets. And because, again, basically that entire week of Revice is going to deal with phrases and dialogue, I just think it makes sense to tie those memorial sets in between, or sandwich the 2 Deadman's Vice Stamp sets with the memorial sets, if that makes sense. Even if that means that you're going to get them later. And also, I just realized this too. I forgot about the 2 Saber stuff. So actually, I don't know. Now when I think about it, we might have to push this set of Revice items to the beginning of December, just to be guaranteed that I will have everything by then. But I mean, if that's not the case, we can just simply switch it and such. But other than that, I don't really know what to do with November. Maybe we can cover Blazer at that point, but I don't know. Because I think with Blazer, I was actually going to just hold back until by the time the movie gets released, just to actually cover everything. But at the same time too, we are going to have one more Hyperkey set getting released soon. So I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is going to be for those last 2 months. But that's basically what I have in mind. A rough outline of what's going to come for this second half of the year. But as for the second channel, besides Noun Dash Ryder Year 2 and 2 Kaiser, I think those are going to be the core projects. Obviously, I might do more of like random one-off videos, such as like talking about like the moments that stuck out with me within my watch of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or talking about the 10th anniversary of both 4 Minutes What's Your Name and Shiny's Why So Serious. I might do more videos like that, because they're not technically, I mean, I think the issue is that they're too similar to Noun Dash Ryder. Like, I guess they have, like, they're basically like, oh yeah, I forgot this too, but we finally revived the Power Ryder mini views, but like it's still called Power Ryder mini views just because I'm not sure if I actually will rebrand it into Ryder mini views just because I don't know how frequent that series is gonna be. So right now that's still under Power Ryder, but we revived that series with a mini view on Once and Always just because why not? There might be, I mean, I want to at least say there could be 2 more entries. One of them is for another anniversary for this year. I think it's obvious. The other one is going to be interesting. I just need to actually find somewhere to watch it. Other than that, all the other stuff I can really talk about is just about the joint channel with my sister. Because, again, we actually did a serious video. Because I forgot to say, for Nonsense of the Ryder, what I finally... The one thing I was kind of at least proud about is that I finally did something I've been wanting to do. And is that having a core video on each channel. So again, for the main channel, we did the written review on the Espa Avatar gears, to which I kind of regret with the name I gave them of like Avatar Gear Set I, because technically, while that is correct, if you just refer back to the Kamen Rider set, it's just called the Kamen Rider Avatar Gears, or Kamen Rider Avatar Gears set. So, like, to be more consistent with, like, the sets that aren't within the main line, yeah, I messed that up and could have just called it the Espa Avatar Gear set, but anyways. Second channel, we did our... Well, I mean, the second channel was the first entry of Noun Dash Ryder of Year 2 with Labs, and then the joint channel, that one was... I don't think I'm going to comment more on that one just because that one was more of a thing between Zarkin and I. For sure. I want to say look forward to more updates on the joint channel. I just kind of want to say that the reason why it's... On my behalf, why that channel is not as active is just because of the copyright scares. Or the scare of copyright takedowns. It's kind of like annoying to deal with. I've already lost basically one of our most popular videos of the short version of Rewrite the Story. I did re-upload it on Twitter, but after that, I kind of didn't want to take any chances, which is why I just did... I mean, I did the full versions of Inside Out just because I already basically did it. I just need to do the bridge. But also, like, I don't know. I want to make those videos fun in a way to myself. Because the big issue with, like, those type of lyric videos is that because of how easy they are to do, literally anyone can do it. So, like, which is what I was kind of satirizing, I guess, with my takes on it and such. Because the thing is that I genuinely can't do those kind of videos, like, seriously. Just because of that intake of, like, they're easy to do. They're, like, basically easy views in a way. And obviously there are people that are passionate about doing them. Especially within, like, the K-pop scheme. So, like, that makes sense. But doing it for, like, Toku music, obviously, again, copyright. Like, the way I do them is for laughs. I don't do it out of, like, sincerely, or, like, I don't do it in, like, a serious, like, manner. I laugh the entire process. I laugh through the entire process of just how ridiculous it is and just how stupid, like, a video like this exists. Like, but the issue is that, you know, like, the issue is obviously that people are just gonna use it as easy views, and I don't really like that. And I don't really like that sentiment that like some people might get off of like the videos I do of them, just because that's not my intention. I just kind of want to, I mean, not necessarily make people laugh, but like I just want it, the absurdity of it being of it existing. Like that's why I did Inside Out, because it's just like, really, like out of all characters you would expect to see, or out of all people you would expect to see in a color coded lyric video, it's Kariya Tsukasa. So like I do have some, or at least do have plans on like doing at least one more song, but with like stuff like odds and ends. The whole point of that one is that I wanted to have my sister's style of those videos for that song, just because I find her style to be really interesting. And like, you know, there's actually more work that has to go into it and such. Just because, you know, you have to work for your own originality and such. The whole reason why I steep low on the like standard color coded lyric video PowerPoint gimmick is just again because of the fact that's the whole joke. I don't know. Like other than that, also it's just because like I find it really infuriating that just in recency, Avex hasn't been putting out the official lyrics for any of the songs. So with odds and ends, I literally had to go through BB or Bill, however you pronounce it. I literally had to go through that and like extract text from someone else's video, which is not really good. You shouldn't do that because you're basically plagiarizing their video. But like, I mean, I had to do what I had to do to get the video out and just to at least have some form of those lyrics out there. And I did have help from an additional person just to help fine-tune the lyrics to actually fit within the show and not just whatever Papago translates. Because Papago, for some reason, will just translate a sentence into 2 words. But other than that, I think it will go on another hiatus unless I find some other funny thing to do with that within that channel, just because it's kind of the whole point of that channel. I think that I'll have to probably do with this video because I think I've been going for 37 minutes at this point, just talking pure nonsense. But hopefully that helps with like just, I guess, spewing out the future or like what's going to happen within the second half of the channel for this year. If anything big occurs, then I don't know what to do with that about, honestly. I don't know. It's like we are going to start heading towards we are still like, you know, this new direction of the channel is still like taking its time. Like we went, like, you know, at this point everyone has been pretty like in line with the rebranding, the start of the rebranding, and now like, you know, we need to start, we're slowly evolving. Like again, like we got the soft box right here, we're slowly upgrading our equipment. I would personally like to be able to not change, but like just upgrade what I have. Like by at least the next 8 months or so. I technically could have done that, but I want, you know, other stuff. But yeah, I think that's again basically everything I wanted to talk about. That is not like too confidential, but like, you know, just stuff I kind of wanted to say and such, just because, you know, I can't really do these within the streams, like, unless people are actually around, nor I guess and I would rather just vocally say this stuff than put it in a community post, because we save the community post for a bunch of stupid stuff. But yeah, that to do with this video. Stay tuned for this within the second channel. Yeah. That to do with this mid-year update. So this is Ryder, and I'll leave people. Bye.